Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV for the preview of Walsall at home to Wrexham. Yes, that big game is here, and we're all ready for it. Wrexham will no doubt bring a jolly throng. They're obviously on good form and got good following, so should be a real bumper attendance. And on a Friday night, that should be great atmosphere. So looking forward to that. As far as Wrexham, information that's come out recently, they've got 5.3 million budget. Is one hell of a budget, and would put them in the top 10 of League One budgets. So, despite their injury concerns, they can't complain that they're in a threadbare squad or anything like that. Not like Walsall have had, with having no centre halves to play and that sort of thing. So Wrexham, going well, aren't they? They're going well. Second in the league, 46 points. Walsall 16th on 30 points. They're scoring some goals. Recently, they scored for the 50th home league game in a row. Best run since 1903. So things are good for Wrexham. This season so far scored 47 goals to Walsall's 30, and conceded 32 to Walsall's 34. So it's clearly their goal scoring is the big weapon, and they're going to give us some challenges. They've been resting Paul Mullin. So whether he's going to play or not, I don't know. But James McLean scored his first of the season last week against Swindon. But he's an absolute handful. Very quick, very good feet, and just gets that little toe in at the right time to sort of put players away and that sort of thing. Elliot Lee is the other big guy. Well, he's not that big a guy, but I mean big player for him. Elliot Lee, 13 goals, 3 assists. So he did undo us a bit at their place. So he's one to watch. Jacob Mendy, the wing-back, he's scored 2 goals, 5 assists. He's a solid player for him. Very similar in some ways to Aramidi Auti. Very tricky, speedy winger. So he's another one to watch. Paul Mullin has been rested. He's on 8 goals, 2 assists at the minute. We've probably got enough to contend with without Paul Mullin coming on and wreaking havoc, as it were. At home, they are very good, devastating away from home. They've had some dodgy results, really. A 2-2 draw at Harrogate. But at home, they're sort of banging the goals in. Swindon, that was Swindon away win. That was just a 1-0. They crawled over the line after having James Jones sent off for a second bookable offence. I say at home, though, 2-0 Newport, 2-1 Colchester, 6-0 Morecambe. But we're more interested in 18th of November, lost to Accrington away, 2-0. And of course, back in September, Stockport thumped them 5. So maybe they don't travel quite so well. So maybe we can get at them. Walsall are on good run of form. 3 wins in 4 in the league, 4 in 5 in all competitions. But some of the teams we've played, even Crewe, had been on a poor run of form, and Notts County had also been on a poor run of form. So we're now playing a team that's bang on form in Wrexham. So it's going to be a tough game. We follow it with a trip to Grimsby, and it would be just typical Walsall to beat Wrexham and then go and lose at Grimsby. But the form book would suggest it's probably the other way around. For Walsall, team news. We're definitely going to have Jackson Smith staying in goal, I would think. The back 3, O'Sheen McInty, he's He's not going to be available. Pulled his hamstring. He's going to be 3 or 4 weeks, I think, before he's back. And that'll be a big miss for Walsall. He had moved from being the powerhouse in midfield to very solid at centre-half. And that is a massive, massive loss for us. Not sure whether Dave Akagbu is going to be accepted to come back, because he did have a head injury. It was more a bash on his eye than anything else. But he may be able to come back. But if not, be Harry Williams. Harry Williams played against Wrexham in the first game at the start of the season and had a torrid time against them. So that is a concern. The Priest, of course, is going to be there. And the Priest is making a big difference to our back three. And Donovan Daniels, of course, with the comfort of having the Priest in the team, is able to push forward more. So that's good. Wing-backs wise, Tommy Knowles had a bit of a kick, but fingers crossed he will be fit to play again as right wing-back. Left wing-back Liam Gordon came through okay. Comley will be sitting in front of the back three. And then we've got Stirk and the Hutch. Hutch had been off it in the last few weeks, but against Crewe, he was certainly back on it in devastating style. He was looking back to his old self. Maybe some transfer speculation has unsettled him, but when we speak to the guy, I had a quick chat with him, and he said he hadn't heard anything as far as transfers. And speaking to another guy, he said he wasn't going anywhere. So let's hope that remains the case. We know when January comes along, things can go crazy. Up front, we're going to have Jamil Matt and Freddie Draper. Freddie Draper, it does look like he's going to get taken back to Lincoln, which is a shame because he's been doing well. But Danny Johnson, what's going on with Danny Johnson? Is he going to come back into the frame when Draper goes or not? Or are Walsall going to bring in another youngster on loan to fill Draper's boots? That's a possibility. For this game, to be honest, I would be happy with a draw. Overjoyed with a win. Walsall really need to get back-to-back wins to get himself into the top half of the table. Ready for our playoff charge in the second half of the season. But of course, without Freddie Draper, that's going to make things a bit tough. But of all that's been said about Freddie Draper, and he has been excellent, he scored 10 goals in the first half of the season. Last season, DJ scored 15. So that's just a reminder, if we needed it, that we've got a powerhouse goal-scoring machine sitting on the bench that we haven't been using. So if DJ did come back into the team on Freddie Draper's exit and reproduce those 15 goals in the second half of the season, that would certainly put Walsall up there and challenging in the top 7. Of course, with the defence more solid now the Priest's about. So there is a glimmer of joy there, and it's whether we can sustain it is the challenge. Right then, I'm going to be there. Stephen's going to be there. It's going to be a fun night, I think. It's going to be a fun night wherever it happens. Should be great atmosphere. If you haven't got yourself a ticket, get yourself down there. These are the big matches we want, aren't they? Join the pain. Thanks for watching. Cheers.